Welcome to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord channel. Be sure to go to VC Check and 1 to get your VC verification tags to get involved in the conversation about our Earth. Be sure to bring your verifiable Earth curvature evidence, though.
Enemy spotted.
Raynotes Part 4.
Isn't that weird too?
You're
Because
saying
like, I
that
remember
they're not even-
researching it.
Patsy,
I don't really
you're
care
saying,
either. I think everybody should just ignore them.
Yeah.
Patsy, you're saying that you're concerned that nobody is even asking why are they putting this crazy story out there. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I think that, and I'm Flatsy, not Patsy, but also I love that I'm being called Patsy. That's great. Anyways, I'm
Sorry.
saying, yeah, it's kind of messed up that they're not even concerned with the fact that this kind of information is being put out there. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
it's a little messed up for real.
Yeah,
Maybe people have
should
given
be
up on the
asking
news.
why. Yeah, they've given up on the news, but they should be asking, even if we know the news is all fake, they should at least be asking, well, what are they up to here? I think that's what Flatsy is saying, is that what are they up to here? Why are they even doing this? That there's an answer to that question, and
Well, if nobody's tracking
asking
with
it.
them, they can't lead it anywhere. That's why my philosophy is just to tune them out. Screw them.
Me too.
Well,
Ray,
I get that, but also if they're able to get that past you, then they're able to get anything past you. So
Ray, you agree that all the news is fake?
Fake, 100%.
Oh, good man.
Oh,
Not all of it. Come on. I mean, like when they say on the news that there was a shooting downtown a couple miles away or something. You can.
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Go
dude.
there.
I mean, I don't just accept that either. Are you serious? I don't know.
Well,
Why
if
would
you
you
go
accept
and
that too?
be right
you
back.
go and
Okay.
you talk to the people in the
That's
community.
the thing you should be more skeptical about.
Did the shooting happen? Probably.
I mean,
Do we know why?
with
Probably
my own
not.
eyes. At least I want to say I've seen things with my own eyes that have then been on the news. I've talked to people who have been on the news, right? So, like a video of somebody on the news, you can go talk to them and they'll say, "Yeah, I was on the news."
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say everything, but like you should go through it with a fine tooth comb. You shouldn't just accept everything they say as fact.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
not
That's
100%.
what I was saying. Not all of it's bullshit. There's
Not
gotta be some.
100%. Yeah, okay.
We're talking about
99.7.
information that they're putting across that affects people. That stuff is fake. Not all this, local kind of news. Oh, a local,
Right,
the milk bar down the road got robbed.
Well,
stuff
I
like
mean,
that. That's
think about
No,
like,
that's fake.
school shooting.
Yeah, they didn't
Right?
put in a bike lane. That's a lie.
A local school shooting to me made national news, right? So it's some
Let's
things.
not
If it's
talk
being
about
pushed to you, I would be a little bit skeptical. Why is this on my front page? Why do they want me to think this? That's not a bad, couple questions you could ask. Why is this being presented to me? So topically, why do they want me to see this so bad?
because they want you to give up your guns, like they
I
did here
think-
in Australia.
Yeah,
part of
that's
it.
possibly makes sense. But sometimes it's just like they want sympathy for the community or support to fix things that are
Or
broken.
they want the public to fight against each other over another issue that comes up politically, so that next time they either vote blue or red, but it doesn't actually matter who gets it. But they want to keep you arguing.
Yeah.
Take our
Think
guns,
about-
make the gun.
Think about how many headlines read, what to know. I mean, that's literally in a lot of headlines, what to know, which is basically akin to saying what to think. That a lot of headlines have that in recently.
People will go with that too. They'll just auto believe. Like I said, you fly a plane, you can put it on autopilot, let it do its thing. People do the same
You're a different type of
thing
globey
with the
there,
beliefs. They just go in
Ray.
auto believe mode. Oh, the news said it. That's fact. Yeah, I know, right? Where do you draw the line, bro?
It's
Like,
flat
if you say
Earth.
the news is fake, like, why do you draw the line with, well, SpaceX is legit? Like, where do you draw the line exactly? I would say it's okay to draw a line. Not criticizing that. Just curious where you put it. For Ray, if you're listening, Ray notes.
Sorry, you cut out. What was the question?
Where do you draw the line? Like, if you're saying that the news is grabbled and they say things in the news that aren't necessarily true, the news also tells you that they, about space and this and that and the other. So where do you draw the line?
I guess I have to weigh it against my personal experience. Like, how do I perceive the world around me? And then apply some critical thinking. And then, am I right? I don't know if I'm right, but I do the best that I can.
Okay. Fair. Like that. But what personal experience do you have of this quote globe or outer space as they claim it? It's not like you have experience of those things, just like we don't.
Well, I guess when I look at the night sky and having done for like time-lapse photography, watch the night sky rotate around me, it looks like I have to make a choice. Either everything I'm looking at is spinning around me, or I'm on a platform that's rotating. So I just makes
The
more
first
sense
one
to me
is
that
what the first one is what you said you saw.
It's the observation, like Central is pointing out there. Like,
Yeah.
the second option is, if you really look at it, it's a little silly. I mean, even though that's most people's beliefs, kind of silly to think that, like, say, if you're sitting in a building, if you're in your room, say you're in a house, you're observing through a telescope or your camera through a window out to see these things. You have to assume that the building you're in is moving.
Well, no, because there's all these fixed
Yeah, I love
geometric points
pointing that
around
out.
me.
The moving buildings,
Yeah, the buildings around me aren't moving. You know what I mean?
not independently, but they would be moving with the ground. If you're saying that either the stars are moving or the surface of the earth is moving, then if you're in a building and
There's a frame of reference there. Like if I'm looking at the sky seems a lot bigger than everything around me. So if I had to deduce which one of these two things is moving, it's going to be the smaller thing, which is me, versus the entire sky, which seems a lot bigger. So just to me, that makes logical sense that I'm on a rotating platform, not that this entire expanse of sky is spinning around me. Because
Whatever the sky is.
Yeah, whatever, regardless of what it is, it does appear to my eyes to be much bigger than me. And if I had to guess which of the two of us are moving, I'm going to put the chips on the roulette wheel color that says I'm the one moving, not the sky.
Then we must be accelerating.
What do you mean?
Well, if we're spinning around, that's acceleration. Someone must have
Yeah,
measured it.
Yeah, so we'd be changing direction.
Yeah.
That came up earlier in the chat tonight.
Well,
So the
first,
idea would,
we couldn't spin at a constant velocity.
No,
well, what would
that
slow
doesn't
us?
make any sense.
No,
It's self-contradictory. Spinning around is change in velocity. You're changing direction constantly.
Correct. That's right. Yep. That is 100% true. So, yeah, the idea would be that
I'm going in an orbit around the sun. You forget.
I didn't hear that.
Just said plus going around an orbit around the sun.
Yeah.
2 accelerations.
Yep, there's two of those. Yep.
And then
So-
the one traveling around the Milky Way galaxy too. That's another one. We've got 3 accelerations and 3 motions. What else have we got?
Well, in theory, the Milky Way galaxy is spinning and that's flying through outer space, right? So there's
Oh,
all these
got more.
theoretical motions.
So we just out in our hands, we just counted 5 constant velocities and 5 accelerations.
Yeah. So I guess we have to try to figure out where the disconnect is between what we think we should be observing versus what all these theoretical claims are making. Like we have to find that gap, that discrepancy between the two.
Well, we shouldn't be observing circular patterns in the north, should we?
Circular. I'm not quite tracking, sorry. I apologize.
In the sky. If they are what they say, they 6 hours in the and we're doing these 5 motions, then shouldn't we be seeing some kind of spirograph?
No, they're not. They're so far. The orders of magnitude between each one of these 5 motions that you just described, that they would almost, well, there's only a couple of them that even have observable effects within a human lifetime. And I think the other 3 they're not observable at all in a human lifetime, unless you're going to live to be several 100 million years old. But the first motion, of course, would be a day, right? So we're gonna make a circle, and it's going to take us 24 hours to make that circle. So to whatever degree you might be moving forward, doesn't matter what the speed is, even if that speed is 1,000 miles an hour, if you're only changing direction 15 degrees in that hour, you're probably not even going to feel that acceleration that was previously described.
The difference is that one part at 6 a.m. the Earth is moving away from you, and then at 6 p.m. it's moving towards you. So would you not feel that?
Okay. Oh yeah. You're saying, so the way the Earth rotates, at least this is what I figured out when I was like 13 years old by watching the sky, if the orbit was real. The Earth, basically the way the Earth rotates is that it rolls around the sun. So at nighttime, you'd be moving faster than at daytime. But this is what I was talking about, the orders of magnitude. It takes 365 days to make a rotation around the sun, but only 24 hours to make a rotation around the Earth. So those two, they're so disparate that the difference in speed is not that great. In other words, if you measure the axis of the Earth, it's rotating around the sun at about 66,000 miles an hour. But even at the equator, then you're only adding or subtracting 1/66th that speed, depending on whether it's day or night. So would you notice that over a 6-hour or a 12-hour period? Would you notice that acceleration or deceleration over a 12-hour period? There's nothing in my experience.
It's practically the same as no acceleration.
Yeah, you wouldn't feel it. It's there, but you certainly couldn't.
How do you know it's there then?
I guess I should rephrase that. If it were there, you would not perceive it through your sensory perception. I would say it that way.
Would you perceive it if it weren't there?
Absolutely. Well, no, you can't perceive a thing that's absent.
Okay,
Right.
so why would you think that it was there if you can't perceive it is there?
It can be measured, and people have. That was asked earlier tonight.
I did measured. It's 0.0.
No. How is it measured? How is it measured if it is there? So you can provide that it is measured, that it's there. So go ahead.
No, I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to provide it, but
but there's somebody that has provided it. So we're asking you to provide it because you're saying that it is there, and nobody else that would be able to provide it has provided it. So That's why I'm asking you, because you just said that it is there.
No, I didn't say that nobody has provided it. Yes, of
No,
course.
I'm saying that nobody has. You're saying that it is there, so why don't you provide it if it is? Because nobody else has.
Yep,
Oh,
and we
no.
need citation and also demonstration, please.
Yeah, so that question was asked. It's in the live chat. It was from much earlier today. Someone asked me about it. I think it was about 3 p.m. Eastern
Yeah,
Standard Time.
you didn't provide any evidence of the motion of the Earth. What are you
No,
talking?
no, they asked me who measured it. And so I didn't
Okay,
know because I'm not a historian and I'm not a scientist. So I
okay.
just Googled
Ask.
it and I gave the name. I don't remember. It was like Foucault. It was the guy's name. And he created
Okay.
quite an elaborate experiment that demonstrated
Are you
basically
sure
the
it's
changes in acceleration.
Why you
Are you
have
sure
to
it's an
move
experiment?
the Foucault pendulum at the
Stop the
start?
cap.
You can put the pendulum right there, vertical, but you have to move it. Thanks a lot.
Are you sure it's an experiment?
Yeah, it was a physical demonstration.
Yeah, you know what
Oh,
is a physical
not necessarily
demonstration?
an experiment.
Is doing buildings with the plumb bobs. You see this? It's not a pendulum, but it looks like so. It's not moving, and yeah, they construct these buildings with levels and plumb bobs, and it is working.
So what is it demonstrating?
Well, it demonstrates that due to the inertial forces of the rotation, that it would have an effect on a body. It just happens to be
Inertial.
that because it's so slight, you have to use these, obviously with something the size of our planet,
So
you would need enormous.
Taking the question.
what's the
Inertial
inertial?
force, you need an inertial reference frame for those, right?
Yeah, what's the inertial reference frame?
You can definitely calculate those. So, if
Okay.
you, so if you look at, if you basically measure the downward force that you're being pulled to the earth with, right? And then you measure the outward force of the inertial force. Basically, it ends up, if you do the calculations, the last time I had this discussion, I did it at the 45th parallel, so halfway between the equator and the North Pole. The ratio between those two forces was 2,900 to 1. In other words, the gravitation, or not, whatever you guys want to call gravity, that downward force that pulls you to the earth is 2,900 times more intense than the inertial force of
We're
the
talking about
rotation of the planet.
though, right? So
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
pendulum,
saying, rotation.
the
That's what
pendulum
I'm
is
saying.
supposed to be demonstrating Coriolis effect, right?
Yeah, which it
It's
will,
supposed to
because
be appearing
once,
to deviate over the rotating reference frame, right?
yeah, like if you've ever been on a merry-go-round and then held your arms out,
I know.
right? And then your
We-
arms will start making circles, right?
Yes.
On
Okay,
a merry-go-round. Have you ever done that? I've done that lots of times.
Yeah,
Your arms just make
no.
circles. If you relax your arms on a merry-go-round when you're just like
trying to
sitting
ask
on
you
the
some
edge.
questions. Trying to ask you some
Hold
questions
on.
about the so-called measurement here. So, in order to have Coriolis effect, you need two reference frames. So, is the Atmos spinning with the Earth?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that question. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that it would be.
If I look it up on Google, that's
possibly.
what they're going to tell me, is that it spins with the Earth, which then constitutes one single reference frame of Earth and Atmo.
Well, I don't know
You would
what the
need two.
atmosphere has to
You
do
need
with what we're
two.
talking about. I feel like we're changing subjects or suddenly.
Well,
I'm
you need
confused.
two. What I'm telling you is for it to show what you said it does, which is Coriolis effect, you need two reference frames: a non-inertial, that would be the rotating one, and the inertial, which is not rotating. Right?
Well, when I'm on a mirror, I mean, just bear with me for 1 second here. When I'm on a merry-go-round, I don't know if you've ever done this, but I remember very clearly doing this many times as a kid. I would stand with my legs on the bars.
That's two reference frames. That's
Right,
two
right. So
reference frames.
so I'm rotating, right?
Ray
And
notes. Ray notes. Before you keep going, we already know what Coriolis is.
Yeah,
We
and
know
we
exactly what you're going to say. Yes, Coriolis definitely exists. When you're going on a merry-go-round, there's two reference frames. We're talking about the Earth based Coriolis, there needs to be 2 reference frames in order for that to be the case.
Right.
Okay.
But the
Right?
two
I
reference
see what you're
frames are,
saying.
are air and earth, right? Well, if I go
No,
on
that's
Google
not
right
air.
now and ask if the Atmo is spinning with the earth, they're going to tell me it is. So then that's
No,
just one reference frame. I
definitely
don't
not
have
air.
one that's stationary and one that's just spinning, right?
No, that makes no sense. No, it's definitely not the air. That's not what the other reference frame is.
Okay,
Definitely
what
not.
is it?
I'm on my phone, so my screen is blank right now. But the other gentleman said that the person pushed the pendulum into motion, so that gives it its first inertial force, and then the second one would be rotation. So once you get that arm, that pendulum in motion, the fact that it moves in a circle is the secondary force. So that's what I
Okay.
always experienced as a kid on a merry-go-round. If I just held my arms
Yes,
out, they
but
just hung straight out. But if I
It has to
pushed down
be.
on one of them, they'd start making circles.
Okay, but it has to be in an inertial reference frame relative to the spinning Earth if that's what it's showing.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay. What is that inertial reference frame it's in?
The inertial reference frame is that the pendulum is moving along with the rotation of the Earth, right? So
That's a non-inertial reference frame.
all right, then I'm confused. You'll have to help me out here.
Yes. Well, if it's moving along with the rotation, then it's rotating with it. It's in the non-inertial reference frame. It has to be in the inertial reference frame if it's showing Coriolis, right? If it's just rotating along with the non-inertial Earth rotating, right?
All right,
And there's
all
no
right, I'm tracking.
Coriolis possible.
All right, I'm tracking. All right, so the inertial reference frame is the linear motion that you would have at any point during a rotation. So if, for instance,
It's angular. Angular velocity.
no, hold on. No, I'm not done yet. If I'm on a merry-go-round and I have a tennis ball in my hand and I'm spinning and I let go of it, that tennis ball will fly perfectly straight because the inertial reference frame of the
That's what I'm telling you.
Yes, but then you add the turn into it, the angular.
It's not turning.
That's the acceleration frame, right?
That's what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Yeah, so there's an acceleration frame and an inertial frame. The inertial
Yes.
frame can be taken at any instance of the direction of your absolute motion.
Well, listen, according to what you told me, listen, I know what it is, but according to what you just told me, though, there isn't an inertial frame.
Well, of course there is.
Relative
because
to the Earth.
Well, yeah, there is, because at the instant, if you were to measure if you were to take a snapshot.
Listen, you told me that there isn't one because you said that it's spinning along with it. That's non-inertial. So in that scenario, there isn't an inertial frame.
That's because I was using your initial framing of
It's not mine.
Acceleration.
It's ours.
It's not mine. It's a globe plane.
No, I mean, when we turn, if we change direction, that's acceleration, right?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So if we turn, that's acceleration. But if you were to take a snapshot of if you were to take a snapshot and create a vector of the direction that you're traveling and stop rotation at that moment, you would fly off into space in an absolute straight line. So that is your inertial reference against acceleration, which is the turn. So you have those two things are occurring simultaneously. One is at any one moment you're moving in a particular. It's not like you're not moving in some direction. You're definitely moving in a direction.
That's false. That's false. By the way, that's false.
Yeah. So it's going to be rotating and then it's going to come to a dead stop.
No,
I don't really know how this even applies to the pendulum.
I'll try to explain again. If you took a snapshot, not that you stopped everything, like you took a photograph.
Oh, okay.
Of all the forces at any one moment, and then stop the rotation, like you would still be able to draw a vector that's a straight line of the direction that you were traveling in that moment. Of course, there has to be force applied to make your direction change. There has to
I'm
be
not
force.
really
Why?
figuring out where the inertial reference frame is supposed to be through this, to be honest.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
because
Where
okay,
is the inertial reference frame? Because you know that this has to be applied to the scenario that you're implying means that there has to be an inertial reference frame for Coriolis, Earth-based Coriolis, to even be a thing. That means that there has to be an inertial reference frame.
right. I 100% agree, and that
So,
makes
so what is
Where is that?
because
you said
you
it's
are
not,
moving, right? You are moving. You're not
dude.
just purely.
Non-inertial reference frame then. So
Well,
you're completely like negating everything that you've said if you say that.
so you're saying that you can either accelerate and have no direction, or you can have direction and not accelerate?
The
Because that's
Coriolis
not how
effect happens relative to the rotating reference frame, right? From a non-rotating one. Or
that's
while
correct.
within the non-rotating reference frame, the inertial one, the thing appears to deviate because you are in the rotating reference frame. So just trying to get you to tell us which are those two reference frames.
So the two reference frames, let's go back to a merry-go-round because we can all relate to that. So it's a great analogy. There's two reference frames when you're riding on a merry-go-round. The first
Dude,
one is
no,
the,
forget about the
Dude,
merry-go-round.
no, that's
Forget
not
about
analogous.
we're
Earth
asking about the Earth.
well, I kind of feel like you don't want me to explain it because
I
you know
know
it's
what
going to
it
make
is.
sense.
You're gonna just tell me what Coriolis again is, and I've already been telling it to you this whole time, so I definitely don't need that. I just want to know what the non-inertial and inertial reference frames are in the Coriolis test, which proves the motion of the Earth.
So the non-inertial is the change in direction. The inertial is the direction.
Dude, now you're telling me what those are again after I've been telling you what they are this whole time. I'm asking you, what are the two reference frames?
Oh,
Using the
so
pendulum, you've got the Earth, that's
so
obviously the
okay,
non-inertial one.
perfect.
What's
Yep.
the inertial one relative to the Earth?
The inertial one is the fact that the pendulum was already in motion with the Earth. So that's its
With it,
inertia.
that's non-inertial.
How is moving
With
not inertial?
the Earth is rotating. That's non-inertial. If the pendulum is rotating with that, it is in the non-inertial reference frame. It must be in an inertial reference frame relative to the non-inertial one in order to display Coriolis.
Non-inertial would be its change in direction, right?
Yes.
That's
And you,
the acceleration. But it is moving.
oh
I
my
mean,
God.
it's not OMG, right? It's just simple that it's moving.
It can't be in the non-inertial reference frame if it's being affected by Coriolis.
And if it's changing direction, that's the
No, it
non-inertial
can't.
reference
If it's
frame.
showing Coriolis, it has to be in an inertial reference frame relative to the thing that's rotating. That would be the non-inertial one. So I'm asking, what is that inertial reference frame? All you've described is a non-inertial one.
I've lost you here. You're gonna have to help me out.
Well,
What
Flatsy,
is the inertial reference frame?
Flatsy, maybe you can interpret for me if you want, because yeah, he's not picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, I apologize.
If you're still there, Flatsy. Nope, I guess not. So you need the thing that's spinning and the thing that's not spinning. The merry-go-round, right? It's spinning, right? The air above
What's
the
not
merry-go-round, not spinning, right? So you got a
what do you
stationary
mean?
reference frame and a rotating one, right? And
No,
then you can have
I'm say my arms are the pendulum, right? And I'm on the edge of the merry-go-round. What is the non-inertial reference frame with me? I'm on the merry-go-round and it's spinning. What's the non-inertial reference frame?
the air above it would be.
No, me. I'm the physical body. If we're talking about the pendulum is obviously part of it.
In the non-inertial reference frame if you're spinning around with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something else has to be in the stationary reference frame relative to the one that's rotating in order for Coriolis effect to happen.
No, that's not what a non-inertial reference frame is, from what I
Oh my
understand.
God.
There's two reference frames
Doesn't
as
even
far as I know
apply
in
to what you
physics.
just said.
Well, you can help Well, you can help me understand, right? Because
Okay, look,
I'm behind the curve.
I don't know.
I'm behind the curve here. No pun intended.
I'm out of ways to say it. I mean, I don't know what else I can say.
Well, let me say what I think let me explain my understanding in very simple terms, and then you can just tell me where I'm wrong. Okay, so
Okay.
there's two reference frames. There's an acceleration reference frame and an inertial reference frame. Those are the only two. So when you say non-inertial reference frame, I'm thinking acceleration.
That's
which
the
is
one
what
that's
happens
spinning,
when you turn.
right?
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
happens when you turn.
Yeah.
So the inertial reference frame is the vector of the motion that you are at any one moment.
That would be the reference frame that's not accelerating. So
Yes.
the one that would not be spinning, right, relative
That's
to the one
correct.
that is spinning.
Absolutely.
That's what I've
Yes,
been saying this
that's
whole
correct.
time.
Well, that's what I'm trying to. We're disconnected on terms, so that's what I'm trying to come to ground with here.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
So even if you're on a merry-go-round and it's spinning, if someone were to take a picture of you and a physicist had to draw a line of your inertial reference frame, they would draw a straight line of your body tangent to your rotation. That is your inertial reference frame at the moment that picture was taken. Now, if they played a video for it and watched you, your non-inertial reference frame would be the rotation or the arc that your body's following as the merry-go-round rotates. So those are the two reference frames that are available to a physical body in motion at any one moment. So when we talk about the Coriolis effect, someone built a gigantic pendulum that would do absolutely nothing but just sit there until someone comes along and pushes it, which gives it an inertial reference frame, and then the Earth's rotation takes over from there with its non-inertial reference frame and begins to push it in circles.
If someone
Just
starts
like
to move it, that's acceleration. So that's not what an inertial reference frame is. Inertial just means not accelerating.
Well, of course you can't. How do you go from not moving to moving unless you at least
But the
accelerate once?
point is it's supposed to be showing Coriolis deflection, right? Because it's in the stationary reference frame, right? Not rotating with the Earth that is rotating beneath it.
But I've done this 1,000 times when I was a kid on a merry-go-round. If I hold my arms out nice and steady, they just hang there at whatever angle and the speed that the merry-go-round's rotating. They just hang there, motionless, until I push them up or down. And the instant I do that, and then
Your arms aren't
they start
connected
going
to your
in
body.
circles.
Your arms aren't connected. Your arms
Yeah,
aren't connected to your body.
No, they are connected, just like a pendulum.
And your body's not connected to the spinning reference frame of the merry-go-round while you're on it.
I'm not sure where you're going with this. What do you
You're
mean?
rotating with the reference frame.
Just like the pendulum
Coriolis
is in
happens
those experiments.
outside of that reference frame.
Which reference frame is outside of?
It requires both reference frames. Technically, it happens from within it. It's an observed apparent deflection in the inertial reference frame from the non-inertial one.
I think because I'm trying to follow this, and honestly, I'm no expert on the Coriolis effect, but I think the underlying point here is that there's two observers, right? And you can't say that your body and your hands are the two observers.
It doesn't make sense. It's really simple. Maybe instead of using the terms inertial and non-inertial, I should just put it like this: rotating and non-rotating.
Right.
One thing is rotating, something else isn't.
Right.
Where the merry-go-round's rotating, if I throw a ball through the air above the merry-go-round, right, it's not in that rotating reference frame of the merry-go-round, right? So that would be the inertial, the stationary reference frame that ball is in. And it would be...
If you were on the merry-go-round and you threw the ball, from your perspective, it would look like it followed a curved path away from you.
Exactly. It would look like it did, right? When it didn't, it was just that you were rotating, so there was that apparent deflection of it, not actual, right? Because it was in a reference frame that was not rotating.
Yeah. So we're tracking.
Right. So that's all it is, right?
So that example doesn't make any sense in either direction, whether you threw it from the merry-go-round or threw it over the merry-go-round, because in the experiments for Coriolis effect, they actually there is some connection to the rotating Earth at that moment, whether it be a large pendulum
There you
or
go.
whatever the case is.
That's where I've been going this whole time. Right. So even according to their own claim, right, it's all still taking place within the non-inertial reference frame, right? When the pendulum must be outside of that in order for it to show any Coriolis effect.
No, well, that isn't how I would sense it. When I was a kid,
That's what's required. I mean, that's what's required for Coriolis effect. It needs the two reference frames. Has to have them.
I guess I would put it this way: with words, you can say that, but in reality,
I can
that's not
cite
how
it.
that actually works.
No, that is how that works. I can cite it for you too.
But a citation is language, right? Not physics.
That's how it works. That's what Coriolis is defined as. That's what it is. It's an inertial force, right? It requires the non-inertial and the inertial reference frame.
Okay, so if I were to record a video of me on a merry-go-round with a ball on a string, so it's a pendulum, right? And I had someone spin me, so now the merry-go-round is spinning around, and the ball is just whatever the centrifugal force would pull it outwards, right? So the ball, let's say the ball's at a 45-degree angle, and it's just sitting there, following me as I spin around in a circle. And then if I make the ball go down, and then from that point forward, let me finish. This is what you guys always do. You don't let anyone finish their
It's not
example.
going anywhere.
Well, you can say that until I've said it. When I said it, you said it goes nowhere.
You just denied what Coriolis is, and your whole argument for
then I don't understand.
Coriolis.
Okay, fair enough. Then I completely don't understand it, but please let me finish my example. Once I push that ball downwards, what's going to happen because of the rotation is the ball is going to start swinging in a perfect circle, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to go up and down. It's going to go in a circle.
Really doesn't matter here. We're just trying to find out what the inertial reference frame is that you would be getting Coriolis from.
Why does the ball move in a circle on the string? Why does it move in a circle?
That really doesn't matter. All we need to know is what the inertial reference frame is relative to the spinning Earth. That's all we need to know. Otherwise, the pendulum doesn't show what you said it does. That's it. That's all.
But the pendulum does move in a circle, just like the ball did in the merry-go-round example. Perfectly. The two are exactly
What do you mean?
the same.
Well, not necessarily. It precesses, allegedly.
Well, when they measure them, it moves in like an elliptical type trajectory. The telemetry is
it
not
just goes
straight.
back and forth, and
Does
they say
it?
it precesses. Do you even know what the pendulum does?
No, I'm telling you that I'm ignorant.
It goes back and forth, and it deviates over time, right? And they say that it's a deflection because of the spinning Earth below it, right? Well, if that's the case, you're going to need the inertial reference frame relative to the spinning Earth.
All right. I'll have to take your word for it.
Well, listen, that's what Coriolis is. That's what the Foucault's pendulum is. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
So you're saying, because that's news to me, so you're saying that those pendulums go back and forth perfectly straight. They don't make any sort of angular motion other than...
Well, they precess over time. Just maybe you need to watch some more videos on Foucault's pendulum. What they're saying is they precess over time. Right, so there's a deviation over time. It's going back and forth, but slowly it's going to be precessing around, right, due to the rotation of the rotating Earth below it. But in order for that to actually be the case, it's got to be in a stationary reference frame relative to the spinning Earth.
What is the periodicity of that precession? Is it a day or a year?
It doesn't really matter if there's no inertial reference frame for it to happen relative to.
Just for my benefit, because I guess I'm trying to learn here. Just for my benefit, it makes a difference whether they're saying it precesses over a year versus it precesses over a day. Because over a day, then the analogy to the merry-go-round makes sense. If it's not a day and it's something longer than that, then my example of the merry-go-round doesn't have any bearing whatsoever on the Coriolis effect. So
they're going to tell you it's relative to latitude, but anyway, for that to be the case, one thing's got to be spinning. In this case, that would be the Earth, and then the reference frame that the pendulum is in would have to be inertial relative to that.
Yeah, I guess I'm still trying to look for that periodicity. Sorry, it's late.
Because if they don't have the two frames, then what they say is happening just isn't happening. That's
Well,
it.
the two frames are endemic of the fact that A, you're moving, and B, you're turning. Those are the two reference frames. You're moving and you're turning. So you have a direction, and you have the rotation is acceleration force. So you have a vector of forward
Oh, dear.
motion.
Is somebody else wanting to try? I'm tired of this.
I mean, it could. I admit that maybe I just don't know. And then
Well, okay, like, I
need
mean,
to look into
I'll
it.
just say it again. So when you throw the ball over the merry-go-round, right, the ball is not attached to the merry-go-round, right?
Yeah, so I don't understand what that has any bearing to do with
It's
what
not
we're talking.
attached to the merry-go-round, so it's not spinning with the merry-go-round.
Okay.
It is in the inertial, the non-accelerating reference frame, traveling straight across above the merry-go-round. It's not spinning with it, and as you pointed out, Coriolis is the apparent deflection seen from within a rotating reference frame of something that is in the non-rotating reference frame.
Yeah, but if the Earth
Right?
is the merry-go-round, then that example doesn't really tie into what we're talking about.
Well, that's my point.
But
This
Foucault's
example doesn't
pendulum
apply.
is on the Earth, right?
It doesn't apply because there is no non-rotating reference frame relative to the Earth. It's all just supposed to be rotating, they claim. Right? So it would all be the merry-go-round, the whole thing.
Yes, that's what their claim is, that everything is the merry-go-round. There's
So
no,
it can't show Coriolis then.
maybe under the terms of your understanding, that's probably true. I mean, I don't know how to
You
counteract
need the
that.
two reference frames. That's all there is to it. So whatever's going on, it can't be that without those two reference frames, because that's what Coriolis is.
Yeah, I'm taking to heart to what you're saying, and I'm going to do a little bit of homework on it. I really am. I'm not joking.
Okay. That sounds fair. I have to get back to work here for a second. So yeah, Effie Dude can take over. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
There's a good GIF in the live stream voice text that kind of shows how that works.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get back to that because I'm on my phone and I'm a boomer and can't figure it out.
It's the top left. I think it's top left button. I don't know. I'm not on my phone, but
damn it!
If you click that, and
click on the arrow pointing.
I'll go jump on my computer. It'll be a lot easier to navigate.
Click on the top left hand of your screen. There's an arrow pointing down. That'll take you back to the main menu.
And then you'll see all our names, and right above that.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Live stream voice text.
Okay, I'm there.
So the ball goes straight as it's spinning. Even though it looks like it's curving, it's not. That's just
right.
It's a really good analogy of a really good visual for the Coriolis. Anyway,
I guess from my understanding, the Coriolis effect, it required either it be a pendulum. In other words, it would be fixed to that apparatus, right? That's rotating, or it would have a gyroscopic effect, say like from a spinning bullet. So that at the point that the bullet was fired and the spin was there, because of the spin of the bullet itself, the telemetry of that bullet is somewhat predictable, particularly if it's going a long way. You have to actually calculate the Coriolis effect into it because that gyroscopic effect is going to have a bearing on that. But the GIF in the chat, the ball is not connected in any way to the apparatus that's spinning. So, but I will admit that could be due to my ignorance of not understanding when they say Coriolis effect.
I don't know, over the years, we've been out here 8 years, but over the years, we had a lot of snipers coming in and people, military, marksmen, stuff like that. Nobody's ever accounted for any kind of spin of the Earth when they're shooting something.
Also, it doesn't matter because Coriolis needs an inertial reference frame. So if you're going to claim that there's Earth-based Coriolis, there needs to be some sort of inertial reference frame. You get what I'm saying? So there's none in your paradigm if you're going to claim that the Earth is spinning, and then there has to be some sort of like inertial reference frame for it.
Yeah, I guess in my mind, and I could be particularly confused.
Yeah, it's
The
I mean, it's
inertial the inertial reference frame is the direction that you're moving at any one moment, according to the spin, which you guys don't believe in, but I'm
No,
just
no, no, no,
saying.
no. No, I'm trying to tell you right now that if you're going to invoke a Coriolis effect, you're going to have an inertial reference frame. And
Right, and
that
that
is always, in any case that has ever been presented, the Earth is the inertial reference frame in that scenario, which means that the Earth is not proven to be moving.
yeah, I guess I'm drawing a distinction between the acceleration frame, which would be the change in direction that would occur incumbent upon a rotating body like the Earth, because it's rotating, right? So you're changing direction. And then the inertia would be the speed at which you're traveling. So the change in direction is the acceleration frame. The speed at which you're traveling along that route is the inertial reference frame.
No, the
Because
inertial reference frame would be the non-moving.
No, inertial reference frame would be moving. That's what inertia means.
No, the non-inertial reference frame would be the one that's moving.
Oh, that would be the one that's accelerating. That's what there's the only other outside of inertia. There's acceleration. That's it. Those are the two.
Okay,
So when you say non-inertial,
well,
we're talking about the
so what
turn.
you're saying, so what you're saying is that the non-inertial reference frame is the one that's accelerating, right?
Yes, that's the
So that
turn.
would
It's
be the
non-inertial.
atmos. So that would be
No,
the
it's nothing to do
atmosphere.
with the air. No, it has nothing to do with the air.
Okay.
This
Well,
could,
that's what the Coriolis would invoke, that the air would be moving in conjunction to the Earth.
I mean, I can't speak to what that says, but maybe they
Yeah, well,
were
that's exactly what
one.
it says.
That it has
So
something to
you
do with
can't
the
have
air.
both. You can't have both. You can't have the air is like moving with the Earth, and you also you can't invoke that the air is moving like different to the Earth, because your inertial reference frame in a Coriolis effect with what they say is Coriolis, Earth-based Coriolis. They would say that the Earth is moving and the air is moving in a different reference frame.
Yeah, I'm not evoking air or atmospheres. I haven't, at least.
Okay, well, that's what they invoke in your paradigm, with the Earth being a globe rotating.
Well, I can't vouch for those people.
Well,
I don't know what
that
they
is,
say, but
look, okay, I understand how you're like, I don't have to vouch for those people and all of that, but we're talking about the globe Earth and what the claims are with alongside the globe Earth. So you subscribe to the globe Earth. You can't just bring your own globe Earth to the table. This is what is like, what they
So,
all claim. So you can't just bring your own cosmology to a flat Earth server and say that we're wrong when we're challenging the main narrative. You get what I'm saying?
so you're saying that because I'm not choosing to fight with the narrative that the Globers have, I can't bring my own argument to this group?
No, I don't care about Globers and you and all of that. Like when it comes to the claims of the globe
okay.
Earth, it has nothing to do with the Globers or you. It has to do with the main, like the presented narrative and the claims that are presented to us that we've challenged outside of all of you who come in here and tell us that we're crazy, that we're flat earthers. You get what I'm saying? We're not
Uh,
challenging you specifically. We're challenging the whole paradigm of the heliocentric paradigm, and that also includes your Coriolis, which is Earth based. They claim that it is Earth based and that there is a Coriolis force for the globe Earth, not even a Coriolis effect. Here's where the circular logic comes in, by the way. So they say that there's a Coriolis force and a Coriolis effect for the globe Earth. That's a cause and effect right there in both. But we can just look past that. So we're looking at inertial and non-inertial reference frames, and you're talking about uh, not your claims, but the globe Earth claims.
yeah, I was
We can
trying to.
dispute
I
we
was
can
trying to.
dispute the globe Earth claims, but when you come in here and you throw the globe Earth claims under the bus and you provide us with whatever you want to, that's just BYO your own cosmology. So you're bringing your own cosmology at this point.
Yeah, but what if I'm right?
Oh, well then you can get a Pulitzer for the globe Earth, and I
You should
commend.
go challenge them, bro. You should go challenge them. If you go against them, you should go challenge them. Go ahead, bring it to them. Bring it to NASA. Bring all to all the whoever that believe in the heliocentric model. Go for it.
Yeah, I guess the one thing, Flatsy, that I would say is that I never came in here and said that you guys were irrational for what you
Yeah,
believe or
you
called
did
anyone
not.
crazy.
No, I didn't say that you said that. No, I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm just trying to give you a bit of like background. Hey, we're not challenging you specifically, even though you're coming in here and you're saying this is how I understand it.
That's right.
That's fine,
Yeah, I
but
am
the way
challenging
that
you guys,
you,
but I'm not calling you
yeah, but
crazy.
the way that you understand it is not something new. We're having to deal with people coming in here all the time that's challenging us that don't even know the globe and the heliocentric paradigm that they're uh, advocating for. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
We've
would.
been challenging the heliocentric and the globe paradigm for a long time now. So it's really silly when somebody comes in here and presents it in their own understanding and it's completely different from what is presented to us by, like, NASA or what have you, like any kind of
Yep.
yeah. I just want
So
to I want to
I
say
get
that
it,
at least, like,
but
you need to be able to uh, put yourself in that kind of ball field.
no, I get it. But you do understand that every scientific breakthrough that humanity's ever experienced was some jerk coming in with their own ideas.
That's
I'm
right.
not saying that I'm not saying that I'm
So
there.
you think
Believe
that's
me, I'm
you?
not. But no, not at all. But I'm saying just because I'm someone that's coming in and not necessarily following the Glober script, that doesn't mean I'm wrong. That's not evidence that I'm wrong. And that people who have been
Tell me you're right
against the
here.
contrary, some people who have been against the grain ended up being right after all. That's a lot of how.
That's we're the ones against the grain, buddy,
So
not
yeah, so
you.
right now you guys are on the fringe, but as the ideas go, they start on the fringe and they're largely rejected. And if they're true, they slowly work their way into the center and they become generally accepted. But they won't get there unless they're
Well, we
qualified, right?
So you don't think
People
that
believe
there's
that.
like people? You
appeal
don't think
to
that there's people
authority, man.
lobbying?
No,
It's a
it's
Yeah, you
appeal
don't
to.
think that there's
No, it's
hold on,
it's
hold on. You don't think that there's people lobbying for what is pushed as the consensus of quote unquote science?
consensus.
Like there is
no,
people
no, I don't.
lobbying for political figures. You don't think that?
It's the
You don't
opposite of
think
what
that
I.
at all?
That's the opposite of what I just
There
said.
was
The
a
reason.
consensus years ago that bloodletting would help you, long time ago.
How
Okay, well,
well, how did I describe what new ideas are? They're on the fringe. They're not on the fringe because everyone loves them. They're on the fringe because the official narrative pushed them there. So I agree with what you're saying. I get it. Oh man,
Scurvy, they thought it was scurvy was something else completely. It wasn't lack of vitamin C. It was, I mean, it was for years, man. They were like, what the hell's going on? And somebody's like, dude, lack of vitamin C. Hey,
Yep.
fixed it.
That's where the British got their nickname limeys, because they would bring limes on their journeys to make sure that they had vitamin C.
Yeah. There you go.
God, there was something that you said.
there's
There was something that
breakthroughs,
you
man.
said, Professor
There's-
Dude. Oh man, you said something I really wanted to reply to. It was a good point, but we kind of, it won't come
Appeal to
back to me. I'm too
consensus,
tired.
appeal to authority, census.
Oh yeah. It's typically the breakthrough ideas are the ones that are contrary to consensus.
Exactly.
The accepted narratives.
I mean,
There is a lot of vested interest in preserving those. People make a lot of money doing those
There's
things.
so much money, man. I mean,
I get
especially
it.
in the universities level, where if you're going to go in and get a whatever cosmology degree or whatever it is, you have to toe the line, man. You can't be coming there and going, "Hey, man, Earth's flat. You guys are all wrong." That's you're fucked.
I
imagine?
get it. No, I get it. I
You
get it.
imagine somebody who's like, there have been people that have been, the Earth is flat, and they
Yes, there has.
honestly their jobs have been challenged by people that are anti-flat earthers
Yeah, they bury
that
those
have
guys.
gone and
Nicholson, Morley.
they've
They
gone out to
buried
speak.
those guys, man, in
Well,
history.
no, I think that
Not appropriate.
one of
Yeah.
them, Brian,
Sagnac. They just buried these guys. They don't teach you about that shit in college, man. We had to learn that
yeah, they
shit
don't.
out here on the street, man. Fuck.
Yeah,
So,
and I get the
this
idea.
whole subject has not been something that's just sprung up lately.
Right?
It's
Yeah,
been
it's been around
something
for
that has been,
hundreds of years.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
been something that has been fighting the main narrative for a long time. So
true.
you can go back and you can learn what we learned. It's up to you. You
That's
don't
what I'm
have
here.
to.
That's what I'm here doing. Now I'm challenging you guys, and
Yeah,
believe me,
yeah.
I'm coming
Right,
in
right.
like this is totally new to me. For like, I've only been debating one friend, and in fact, it was clips from this group's live shows on YouTube that he had been sharing with me for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then I finally jumped in myself.
I appreciate it.
But
Thanks, man.
I'm still coming at this. Like, you have to understand.
I get it, man.
I appreciate the fact that everything that I'm throwing at you is some tired canard that you guys have heard a million times. But because I'm trying to get up to speed, I still have to vet them, right?
Sure.
Live in real time and have this discussion with you guys.
Absolutely.
And although I don't agree with you, I don't think your beliefs are completely irrational. I have my reasons why I don't believe based on my own observations, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, that's a great place to start, is your own observations. And if you track the sun and the moon for a couple of years and check out the different star rotations throughout the year, and yeah, you can get a pretty good sense of where you're at, man.
And I do apologize. I know my voice is like really, like, this is not how I normally sound, but my voice has been like this for the last few
It's
days.
been a long day for you, huh?
No, it's a cross between like Ed Burns and Winnie the Pooh. I just need a spot of honey. That's not how I normally sound.
You're good, man. You're good.
Try to reap down deep and talk with a good bass. But for whatever reason, my voice is it's been like
Where's
this.
Helio?
Yeah, it's this last 3 days. It's been like this. It'll go away, and then I won't sound like I heard some of the clips of me on published
nobody
stuff, and
likes
it
to
was like,
listen to
oh my
themselves.
gosh.
Nobody likes to listen to themselves, man.
It was
weird.
weird. It was rough.
I don't
It was
even like
rough.
listening to myself sing.
Exactly.
And I think that I love to sing. I
Yeah, I
love
know.
to sing.
Flatsy Klein, you got to be great
Yeah,
singing.
I love
Latsy's
to sing,
got some
but I
pipes too,
hate
man.
hearing myself.
Oh
Gotta be
man,
kidding me.
I'd hate to try to sing right now. Anyway, hopefully my voice will
I'd
clear up.
love to.
But anyway, I mean,
Can you sing, Ray? Are you a singer or no?
oh yeah. I've been a musician
Are
most
you
of my life.
Oh shit, I'm in the music business, so I can dig that. What are you, a tenor?
Yeah, I guess I would be a I would be
You
considered
sound like
a tenor.
tenor. You're
It
not a
sounds
bass.
like that right
You're
now,
not a
but
bass
no,
singer.
my voice is actually normally a lot lower than this, though.
Oh, can you sing bass? No.
Maybe not bass, but
Mm.
I can alto. I could get down there a little bit.
Can you
Yeah.
yodel?
Oh man,
Yodel us a
right
little.
now.
Give us a little yodel there, Flatsy.
Yodelady-o, yodelady-o, yodelady.
Yeah, all right. That's awesome, man. I love it. I love
Hey,
it.
you gotta have some fun with this stuff, man. It
I
is
love
so
it.
super
I do.
fascinating, Ray, and it's challenging, and you got to spend a lot of time at it, and you got to listen
can't-
to a lot of stupid shit sometimes to get to some good stuff. Not everything's going to be in one nice little neat package for you, but sounds like you're like on this nice little journey. You remind me of a guy that comes in here a lot. You'll see his name Larry, but he used to be known as Hank Hill. And he was very much like you, man. He was like, well, wait a minute, guys. What about this? And what about that? He would always, just.
There'll be a
And
lot
after
of
a while,
whatabouts.
man, he just saw too far, man. He put his head in the water and he could see like 6 miles across to the other shore. And he's like,
It's funny that you say
he's
that.
like, oh shit, I can see
That's
too
so
far.
funny. I just did a huge analysis on refraction and learned way more than I ever wanted to know about the topic.
Exactly,
It was blood curdling, and
Dude.
the thing that I ended up with is that you were going to be able to see 6 miles on an average day, and it's funny that you mentioned 6 miles. I just sent that proof to a friend, and man, I did some homework on that thing. Holy crap. And that's my least favorite part of this entire topic is refraction. I hate
it's
It could be.
terrestrial. You got to stick with terrestrial refraction, and anything else is just hearsay, man, or just kind of manipulated like magic.
Think about the whole idea of refraction. It's your excuse of why you can see way too far, and it doesn't even equate that you could see super far and the world would conform to a globe. It's more like you can see too far and the world still looks like you're experiencing a flattened stationary Earth. That's the
That's the
problem.
other part of the
So
experience.
you're having to give an excuse to why we are going to our base axiom, which is a oxymoron. So we're going to an axiom that we can experience the Earth as flat and stationary. And you're having to give this refraction, terrestrial refraction, specifically as your excuse of why we can experience it that way and still be able to see way further than you should be for the radius given.
Hey, Flatsy, Flatter said that yodeling in the inertial reference frame.
Okay, here we go. Yodelady, yo, yodelady, yo, yodelady.
Nah, you must have been in the non-inertial reference frame with the rest of us. I didn't hear any Doppler effect there.
That's awesome.
That is hilarious, man. Yeah, this shit's still funny to me, man. It's still a lot of fun out here, man.
Yeah, I've been enjoying myself. Me and QE go around and around, and I don't care for that. But
hey, I love QE.
I know you guys do. You all love him.
I don't know, man. I mean,
here's the reason why I love him so much, because I'm from Alabama, so I've got a lot of people around here that have his sense of humor and his kind of way of talking. Like the old guys around here, because he's an old guy, so he's retired from his scientific career, so he's out here doing it for pro bono, and he's been doing that for a while. Even before he was a flat earther, he was out here challenging like the evolutionists, whatever that is. So
I like his ability to not give a fuck and not people please. I don't really have that.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
I don't have that
that's
either.
something that I'm not. That's something that I'm not alien to. People around here, especially the older guys that are his age around here, are exactly like he is. And my husband, who isn't as old as all these guys have that same kind of like personality. I don't know
Yeah.
That's not the
you
issue
know,
that I
like
take. That's not the issue that I have with him. I don't have any qualms
It's
about the assertiveness. It's that when he uses his moderator authority to mute people, that's where I kind of feel like I'm not sure that's the best way to go about this. But
hey
opinions
man,
vary.
he's been
you
here
know
a
what?
lot, so when he does that.
I would just say, stay clear from him. I mean, I've stayed clear from him for years, man. Every once in a while, he'll even get on my shit, man. It's like, damn, okay.
Eh, I
He's
don't respond well to bullying.
exactly. I
never
don't, I don't
have.
either. So I'm gonna be like, okay, you guys do your thing, man. I'm gonna go over here and have a laugh at something.
Yep.
It's
No, I get it.
I don't see it as bullying. I don't know. I see it as like, hey,
It
I've got
definitely
something
is.
to say. You got to listen to it because I've got the
I mean,
information that you need.
That
that's it. QE does have a scientifically backed, accredited, citation from
Yep.
here to the moon, man. Fucking, he can destroy you on any fucking subject, whether it's Coriolis or fucking, space
but
time
you'd have
continuum, whatever. He's
fair
got
enough. Yep, I
references
get it.
from here to the end of time, from accredited, scientific backed, universities, professors, when you have that kind of material behind you and saying, look, this is what these guys say. This is what, this is the
Given
major
that,
universities, professors, the professionals,
yep.
he
Even
doesn't even,
NASA.
But let's say, okay, given all that, and I agree. I mean, I've interacted with him a few times now,
yeah.
and I can definitely say, and I've said on this channel openly that I've scarcely met his intellectual equal. Like, he's brilliant beyond imagination.
Okay.
He also is gifted orator. Like his verbal
David
acuity
Brenner?
is
Talking about David Brenner? No.
yeah,
Go ahead.
but he's good, right? There's no doubt about that. I guess if you were a heavyweight champion, and you
Yeah.
have to resort to muting newbies like me to win, then it's all naught. It's all for naught. It's like
Hey,
you're throwing out
Bro,
I
the
do
you gotta
want to.
check
I
this out.
want to. I want to say this at least because he's not in it to win. He's in it
Yeah.
to expose. He's not. It's nothing personal to you, but
Y-
in his like realm that he is trying to do, he's trying to expose the pseudoscientists because he's been in
And
this realm for a long time. It's not
yeah,
like you're dealing with somebody that's been in it for as long as the flat earthers have because he's been in it longer because he's not really just been a flat earther doing this. He's been a creationist that's also very educated, challenging the people that are going with the evolution. And so that's
but
where it comes from.
it's not the ends. It's not the ends that I'm challenging. It's the means. I just can't
Yeah,
respect him.
well, nobody has to understand where he came from, but I do because I've researched where he came from,
Well, he laid
and
it out
I've
tonight.
seen how he's been. Okay, well, I've seen how he's been ridiculed by the Christian community. I've seen how he's been ridiculed by other people because he challenged them with the flat Earth. He's been ridiculed at no ends. You should go back and research how QE became who he is before you start casting your judgment against him.
I'm
and
only
another thing
only
is this. I want to add to this, right? It's like this. This is his house. This is his house. So when you come in here, he got certain rule. If he wants you to listen, he gonna mute you, and he has the authority to do it. That's the whole point. He didn't go to your server or where you hang out and all that stuff and go over there to mute you. No, you came over here, so he has the right to do it. He can do whatever the fuck he wants on that part. But if you want to take
Well,
it,
he's also
personal, then that's on you. But this is his house. He mutes some of us too. You know what I mean?
Well,
He
he
doesn't
muted
choose and
my
pick.
ass
He mutes some
for
of us
sure.
too. Exactly.
he did
So
us
you
too.
gotta
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right, so
Yeah,
I'm
he's
Okay.
figuring it out.
Yeah. You have to at least go into where he's coming from because he's got every right because he's so well informed and educated And he even tells people, like he tells us, he's like,
Exactly.
they fucked up.
Yeah, but
They
it's really,
educated
but,
a creationist.
sure,
They
but hold
fucked
on.
up because they educated a creationist on science. And
Sure.
now he can go out there and use science against these people who don't believe that we have a creator. He can go to his website. I'll share it with you. I'll share it.
But that's the thing. I believe in a creator. That's not the issue. I'll give you the example tonight, and maybe it'll get clipped and maybe it'll get clipped. But we had this issue the first time that I had interacted with him, where you know how he likes to challenge people. Like, what's the definition of this word, or what's the definition of that word?
Sure.
And of course, he asked me what the definition of ISA was. And I said, I just happened to know. And I said, well, it's equal. And then he's like, oh, and he muted me and like, you dumb motherfucker, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
you retarded dumbass, blah, blah, blah. And so I ended up posting the literal dictionary.com definition of ISO, which is just basically equal. So tonight.
But what he was saying was still true. It meant that it was one.
He goes for hyper specificity though. Like I probably would have responded pretty much the same way as you, and he still would have shut me down the same way.
Sure, but then tonight, okay, so the topic moves into isotropic, which is what Snell's law is all built around, like two surfaces that come into contact with each other that are isotropic mediums, which is where the refractive index comes from, right? Snell's law.
The horizon.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the horizon, just Snell's law, just refraction. So this is like, they use this all the time to make the glasses that I'm wearing, the camera lenses that you use. Right. Like this is all very, you can calculate this mathematically with extreme precision.
Well, that's why we all have, or a lot of us have prescription glasses.
Yeah. I don't want to go down that path just yet. So tonight, he challenged me with what does isotropic mean? And I said, well, it just means uniform, right? But I don't know that. I didn't look it up, didn't research it. But based on Snell's law and the way it was described, it just made common sense that what he's talking about is a uniform medium, which is what I would imagine what the word isotropic means. So when he challenged me on that, I went out, and after he berated me with all kinds of insults and childish bullshit, I went out and looked it up, and my guess.
Don't take it personally.
Well, my guess was actually right. So I posted it in the thing and proved him basically wrong. And for my trouble, I got muted. And so when but Flatsy, when you tell me that he's this great expansive mind, but he only wins debates by muting
not
people.
Wrong. What he said was not wrong, though.
How was he not wrong?
Okay, so the medium that you're referring to is one medium. You're trying to equate one medium to several different ones because of the gradient, the density gradient. That's still one medium. Yeah, you're saying that it's something else other than what it's like portrayed as in Snell's law. Snell's law will tell you that the air is one medium. Right. It's not several others because of a density gradient.
Yeah, that wasn't the debate. The debate was what does isotropic mean?
That's what you were fighting for, and he was trying to tell you that it is one medium.
He asked me what the definition of isotropic was, and I gave it to him, and I was basically called a stupid fucking retard, giving him my guess. And then when the definition of the dictionary matched up my guess, I got muted for my trouble. So it wasn't all about this gradient and all that stuff.
How about this? Since QE's not here, he can't defend himself. We can go on and on about this story. But
just
next
like
time
I couldn't defend myself after he muted me and beat the shit out of me.
Next time when he comes in, you can address that with him. There you go.
No, I can't because he'll mute me. So now he's muted, right? Because he's not here to defend himself, just like he did to me. So tit for tat.
Well, he didn't ban you, so be thankful.
Well, if this
he doesn't do that. Actually, I've never seen him do that.
Yeah, if that's the case, if this is his server, and this is his group, then
he comes in a couple times a week. Man. I wouldn't even. It's not like he's here a lot.
No, but you understand what I'm saying.
can we stop talking about people that are not here to defend themselves?
Well, I mean, I was not available to defend myself when he beat the shit out of me. But that said, if this is
All right.
QE's
Move
group,
on.
then it's not
Let's
fair.
move on.
And I agree. I agree 100%.
Hey, let's
This
talk
is his
about
group.
Earth, man. Earth is right here. We can all check it out. Trust me, man. We live here. I'm a tree hugger. I don't know about you guys, but I like to hug trees.
I got
Maybe
8
I'm weird.
minutes. 8 minutes and I'm bailing. But yeah, if this is his group, we don't want to
8
beat him up
minutes
when
to
he's not
find some
here.
curvature or spin of the Earth. All right, let's
No
go.
trees on Mars, dude.
This is not QE's group. It's not like he owns the server. This is that's the wrong attitude to have. He's a member here, just like the rest of us. That's all.
All right. Well, then I don't feel as bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually Timbo's group. He owns it.
Oh, it's actually
No,
Helio.
it's Heretics group.
No, wait a minute.
Oh, it's Heretics Crew. I'm sorry.
AI. It's Heretics. It's AIs. No, wait.
Yeah, it's heretic.
It's
Is it
whose
really?
server is?
Really?
Actually, I think it was Karen B and ODD's server originally.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. Man. Correct me if I'm wrong.
All right.
That
Well,
was
then I
way
don't
back.
feel as bad.
That was
Yeah,
way back.
Ray doesn't know who ODD is, do you? No, you don't.
All right. I'm posting
Shit.
a video I just made. I posted today in the chat.
Yeah? What's this about? Give me
It's really short. I think it's like 40 seconds.
what is it exactly?
It's the video that I forget what the guy's name is. But his real name is Ned Ted.
All right.
He's
Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
anyway, he did a couple different videos on the stars don't rise, the stars don't rise.
Yeah, this is
So then I mapped the
right
time lapse footage against the photo, the entire journey. I sped it up like 400 times, so it's really short. It shows that, in fact, actually, the stars did
watching it.
rise from the beginning to the end. The stars do rise.
Yeah, but it's so minimal. It should be a hell of a lot
Hey,
more.
try to at least take your bias away and go to 19 minutes after the hour, the Globe Terminator Scientific Proofs of the Creator. Go check that out.
Dude, Ray,
because
you only have one subscriber.
should.
He's a
Yeah.
creationist already. He said.
I feel bad for you, Ray. I'm gonna subscribe to your channel. I'll be your second subscriber.
I know. I started the channel and I only do.
Wait a minute, you only got one subscriber? Poor guy. No, man.
I subscribed to.
There's three of us.
Let me subscribe to, because I kind of feel bad too. So let me do it.
I fired up that channel a little ago. On my
Hey, guy.
photography channel, I got more subscribers, but on this one, it's like
You're gonna love the Globe Terminator, man. He gives you all of the quantum mechanics of
Globe Terminator.
Yeah, he's big into how quantum mechanics proves a creator. So
You know, Ray
you
knows
don't have to
like
sell me on a creator.
What's that,
he kind of
Jimbo?
even
Hey, we got
just did it
Jimbo.
now.
Go ahead, Harry.
Well, you notice how what Globers like to do when they're trying to prove a point about what the Earth is point in the opposite direction of the Earth, right?
Right.
It's almost like they're trying to avoid the Earth itself.
Exactly. I've been
Why would
saying
that be?
for years. It's because it's too obvious. It's right in front of them. They have to
it's because
admit it. They go like, "Dude, I don't feel like I'm shooting around through outer space at millions of miles an hour. Fuck. If I have to admit that, then then
there's no curve.
There's no curve.
I got no curve. I need
And
help.
also, you can't have gas pressure without a container.
Yep.
The whole point of gas pressure is in the definition itself. There is a container because of gas filling the available volume and pressing on its container. That's how you have gas pressure.
So what about like Olympic swimming pools? Have you ever swum in one of those? The big
I've
pools?
A couple
swam
of
in
times, man. Back
swimming
in the 80s.
pools.
Back in the 80s.
What? What does
So
that
when
have
you-
to do with gas pressure?
Because it's a fluid, right? Water's a fluid.
Well, that's different because gas
totally
is
different
gas
subject.
has a fluid
Yeah.
like attribute to it, but it's different than water
Hydrodynamics is
because
completely
it goes in any and all directions instead of being, limited like water or fluids are.
Hey, Flatsy, how about that ice? When that frozen ice, that's really close to water. Uh, so, so how about swimming in water? I mean, in ice, Flatsy. No, you can't. You can't swim in. You can't swim in ice, but you can float across it. You can slide across it. Hey,
You're
Ray.
silly.
Hey, Ray. We really need you to get back to the serious mode because your Bible, the King James that you say you read, has no ball in it, man.
Doesn't have platypuses either, but I think they
Oh,
exist.
see Ray, see Ray, see Ray. When you're
That was a
not
joke.
when you're not serious, Ray, I can't take you seriously.
Oh,
I
come on,
think
come on.
I,
Jim,
I
man.
think
Take it serious.
hey Ray,
Hey,
you
what's
read
wrong
the
with
key.
platypuses?
Ray, you read the
You
King
can.
James.
They're down under.
Ray, you read the King James Bible. Hopefully, you take that thing seriously when you read it. And there's no ball in the Bible, man.
But it's life or death serious, right?
I can demonstrate a platypus to you, though. We're still waiting for demonstration of the globe.
Good point. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, that's
Oh
awesome.
my goodness,
It's
That's a good
awesome,
point.
right? That's good.
If Heretic is anything, he's very efficient and to the point. I love it.
Yeah, he likes to jab
Yeah,
me
yeah.
a little bit, but that was a great one, Heretic. I love it.
It's
Really, I just
fantastic.
thought it was okay, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
it's
but
okay.
Ray, did you watch like a video clip that I posted in the live stream voice text?
Nope. Sorry.
I tagged you like I think like 3-4 times already, so I don't know if you watched it.
27 after the hour.
Yep.
A minute ago.
I've got like 2 minutes. I gotta because
Yeah, you gotta go, man. You
I
gotta
gotta
go.
get. Actually, I literally have to go to the office tomorrow, which sucks, but it's.
Hey,
true.
you know what? You can't zoom it in this time, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Well, the only reason why, well, it's not for a good reason. The only reason why I'm going to the office tomorrow is because we have an office picnic party. So gotta show up. Okay, who?
What do you have to bring to the party, man? What are you bringing?
I'm gonna bring my drone and some drinks.
Well, like what? Pepsi, Coke, beer? What do you think?
No, it'll probably be something a little harder than that. I would imagine.
You get some IPAs, bring some quality beer.
He's thinking about liquor.
Hey, don't be bringing any Bud Light, all right? Don't do that.
No thanks. Sorry, no thanks.
Anyway,
I'm pretty
please
sure that
watch it
he's
before you
talking
leave, man.
liquor. Liquor
Yeah.
it's harder.
all right.
Quicker is quicker.
You're gonna bring some like whiskey or something, vodka, maybe.
Okay, which I don't see this link that I'm supposed to find in the chat. Oh my gosh.
It's 27 minutes after the hour, so I don't know. It's 10:27 my time. I'm in California.
Oh, I see something. He wants
It's
me to
from
download.
Beats. He tagged you and has your name right below it.
Okay, I got it. I
It's
just paused it.
it's a little clip. Okay, you can check it out.
All right, I will. But I got to bail, guys.
All right, man. Thanks, Ray.
I'm way past my bedtime.
Yeah, thanks for hanging
Take it
around.
easy, man.
Yeah. See you guys.
Have fun at your
have fun.
party tomorrow, man. Have a good time at the
will.
party,
No-
man.
Yeah.
I
Back
appreciate
and see
that.
us now.
I will be back.
Y'all come
See you
back now,
guys.
you hear?
Hey, so you bring the drone. Make
That's
sure
what
you,
I was supposed to say.
I know.
Y'all
said-
come
Ray.
back now, you hear?
That's great, Flatsy. All right.
Hey,
see
so
you
you
guys.
bring the drone. Make sure you like get it up there. Try to catch try to capture the curve somewhere. Maybe if there's
I did tonight.
Yeah. Take it
was all
as high
flat.
as you can, Ray. Take
I
that
did-
shit
I
all the
did.
way up, man. Especially
I
at
did tonight.
sunset. Do it at sunset, man. That's the best time to do it, man.
No, I literally did that tonight.
Yeah, it's the
Put it
best
up as
time.
high as I could and no curve, just so
No
to make
curve,
you guys feel
man.
better.
Check it out.
We know. It's
We already
fine.
know that, but you know.
All right, fair enough. Okay, see you guys.
Prove it to yourself. Prove it to
Over
yourself,
and out.
man. All right.
Later.
See you guys. Bye.
Later.
Cheers.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.